Welcome. I am Eric Burns, and once again, we are here for the season review of the AmeriCar racing season. This time, we begin with the AC2 review, which I think we're gonna get across 3-4 episodes because it simply was way too exciting. The AmeriCar AC2 category is the muscle car war reborn on road courses. The long fight between the SAR Eagle, the Leonard R37 and the Leonard Cheyenne, and the Inglesby Bolero will now be fought in the America's greatest road circuits. The bodies that are used are very similar to the FARC Racing Series bodies, and they're even provided by Cromwell, and those bodies allow for inter-series integration, as you only have to change the front end, the spoiler, and do some changes to the engines, limit them a bit, take off the limit here and there, a few changes that are enough to allow for those series to run together in a track. They are purpose built for excitement and for the battles on track, and you're gonna see that in the season review because simply we were able to make 30 cars run side by side on road courses where other classes were only able to get a single file train. You're gonna see it and you're gonna love it. The engines are the same as AC1 but only with a few restrictions to allow better reliability, but even then the speeds are fantastic. And the multiple measures that are brought to AC2 allows them to be, again, the most cost-effective road racing class out there in America, which provides quality racing. With that, let's take a look at the season schedule. The season begins at the Circuit of the Americas, and then we head to Road Atlanta, and then on race 3 we head with AC1 to the Magdalena Mixhuca Sports City in Mexico City, the famed Mexico City Autodrome. Provo Motorsports Park is the 4th stop of the calendar, and then we go to the very tiny, very short Nelson Ledges Road Circuit with FARC once again. Grand Prix of Trois-Rivieres is race number 6, and then they go to Jonesboro, Arkansas for the Carl Superstore Showdown, and then the Raceway at Belial, Detroit with V8 Champ Car. Then we head to the Cleveland Lakefront Airport, Road Gatineau, and on 4th of July weekend, Daytona. Road America, Mosport, Burlington, Watkins Glen, and Lime Rock, then closing the northern sweep, Cape Cod, and then going back to the west coast, AFT Raceway Park in Grand Junction, Colorado, and we close the season at the Golden State Motorsports Park. So you can see it's a very diverse schedule with street circuits, purpose-built tracks, and temporary circuits. It's gonna be an amazing season. But now, that wouldn't be enough without cars and drivers. So let's take a look at the full-time teams that are going to be contesting the 2019 season. We begin by numerical order, and as such, we have Riley McKee in the number 2 for HQS Racing. He debuts in the Canadian Tire Car. Riley Knight in the number 4 for No Quarter Racing. Last year she was the 888. Then we have Randy Tanner and then Aaron Spencer for Patrick Scott Motorsports. Flanking Riley Knight in the number 8 is Lucas Sweeney, son of Paul Sweeney, a legendary road racer. Thomas Tucker for the Ashcroft Racing Team. And then we have Harriet Hunter for the debuting MSR Enterprises. A lot of teams debuting, for example, Foster Racing with Kim Howard and the number 12 of Ed Linton, because they are graduating from the lower levels of NRRC Racing, like Marcus Stanton Motorsports with Mac Hanley in the 13, Tech Pro Motorsports with Kristen Young in the 17, and 18 with Bruce Shelley flanking the number 17. Then we have in the 19, Dima Van Hall, Long Family Autosport. They were in what we call AC1 and moved down as Dan Robinson from Barney Compton Racing in the 22. 23 is Kirk Jones for Overton Motorsports, the Canadian team, and Marcus Stanton Motorsports closes their full-time lineup with Connie Brooks in the 26. Scott Overton in the 32 flanking Kirk Jones, and then we have the first of the FARC teams. Daniel Sharp and Rance Brown will share that number 33 Mr. 8 Team Thunder car, as Patricia Stevenson in the 40 for ALJ Motorsports, the Brit, makes her debut. Wyndham Scott for Concept Sports Incorporated is number 47, and Isabella Macena debuting for Gabriel Macena Racing in the 51 car. Ellis Gideon for Youth Speed Incorporated, and then we have the second FARC team. shared by 3 drivers: Farks Taylor Matthews, TM Master Cup's Ben Atkins, and then in the races those 2 cannot run, Andrelin Caldwell will take the helms of the number 60 Lennard. 61 is Konstantin Theodorakis for Laser Motorsports, the 63 of Colette Legault for Beaufort Racing Team. 71, owner of Gabriel Massena Racing, Gabriel Massena and the Cicero Lennard, and in the 77, the third and last Fark team with Anthony Griffith and Sam Burkhardt for Team Thunder. The 85 of Rick Lewis for Glanville Enterprises, and the 88, the Duck Roll Tire Development Team with Andrew Townsend behind the wheel. The second and last car for Long Family Autosport is Vito Vinci, and the second car for Ashcroft Family Racing Team is Julia Ashcroft. Last but not least, the 619 of Calista Blackburn. This is the lineup for the 2019 AmeriCar Championship Road Racing Series AC2 class, the Muscle Car Challenge. Let's go trackside for the first race of the season in the Circuit of the Americas. Leading the field to the green here in Austin to begin the season is Dima Van Hall for the Long Family Autosport team. A very good start by Van Hall. However, as we come uphill, he's gonna have to check up quite a bit as the field fans out 3 wide. And coming down the hill, here comes the 30 of Mac Henley to take the lead as we enter the first set of S's. And there goes Mac Henley for the lead as Kirk Jones gonna try to make a daring move for the lead with number 3 wide, but he's gonna have to give in, and they almost make contact, the 19 and the 23, as Mac Henley is gonna solidify his lead. And as you see, he opens a bit of a gap over Kirk Jones already in the first lap. You're gonna go on a ride with the number 23 to see what he is seeing, which is a bit of a very large difference as Mac Henley has already opened the gap. And we have trouble in the battle for 4th place. Gabriel Massena, Riley McKee, Isabella Massena, the 99 of Julia Ashcroft, Alice Gideon, all get together, and that is trouble. On lap number 5, it's gonna be more trouble as the 11 of Ken Howard gets tagged by the number 7 of Aaron Spencer, goes off track and hits the Armco barrier with the rear end, and then when marching back gets together with Harriet Hunter, and Hunter and Howard go around. In the front of the field on the following lap, in the back of the field actually, Liam O'Connor and Riley Knight fighting for the 20th position. They get together, and there goes the number 4, Riley Knight. Starts season not very good. By the time we hit the halfway point, Mac Henley and Kirk Jones have checked out from the rest of the field. You're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds until Bruce Shelley, who is in 3rd place, pops up, and then we have contact between Patricia Stevenson and Marv Allen as Dima Van Hall continues to fall apart. He is currently in 8th place, fighting to not fall further with Patricia Stevenson and Marv Allen, who now has a lot of damage. And in the rear of the field, Rance Brown, Kristen Young, and Andrew Townsend get together in the hairpin. Rick Lewis and Lucas Sweeney get together, trying to avoid them. The race is going to come to an end for Andrew Townsend. He has a lot of damage. The 88 is done for the afternoon. By the time we hit lap number 17, Mac Henley leads with Kirk Jones chasing him, but not close enough. As you can see, Jones has Henley on the visual, but is way too far to do a thing, as Bruce Shelley is in 3rd place, a very distant 3rd place. And then you see Thomas Tucker chasing Shelley, not so far behind as we would have thought he would be, as Alice Gideon and Julia Ashcroft are fighting for the 5th position. Gideon having a very good race in that 59 car. But in the business, in the front end of the field, the pace setter from lap 1, Mac Henley is going to round out the final corner, have no issues at all as he comes uphill with a big lead over Kirk Jones, at least 3 seconds to take the win in the first race of the season for the AC2 class. Kirk Jones 3 seconds behind, Bruce Shelley 32 seconds behind, with Thomas Tucker and Alice Gideon closing the top 5, and they have Julia Ashcroft 34 seconds behind, and then 48 and 49 seconds behind they have Calista Blackburn, Great Arizona in 7th, Aaron Spencer, Patricia Stevenson, and Scott Overton closing the top 10.
Week number 2 of the championship trio is here in Road Atlanta. Bruce Shelley leads the field to the green with his teammate Kristen Young starting right behind him. But coming into turn 1, you're gonna see a lot of trouble as multiple cars go off the track as you have contact between Scott Overton, the 60 of Ben Atkins, making his AmeriCar debut. Then you see Mac Henley there having a premium view of the mess that happened in turn number 1, and turn number 1 would prove to be the calamity corner of this race. Multiple drivers retired there, as you're gonna see, but on lap number 1 you have contact as Riley Knight and Calista Blackburn get together, involve multiple other cars, create a gaggle in the middle of the field. On lap number 2, there goes Riley McKee off in turn number 1, and that's gonna be the end of the race for the Canadian. An unfortunate end for him. He had a strong start, not anymore. Isabella Macena hits the wall hard with the driver's side, and she's gonna have a lot of damage. She won't be done, but her race is gonna fall apart already. And in the back of the and in front of the field, as we open lap number 3, there goes Kristen Young for the lead on her teammate, and Kristen Young gets a very, very beautiful move done on Bruce Shelley, and there she goes for the lead. As in the back of the field, Ben Atkins' race is gonna come to an abrupt halt after wrecking in the first corner. He started in the top 10. Surely won't end there now. By lap number 5, Kristen Young has already opened a big gap over Bruce Shelley. Then you see in third place Rick Lewis, and then Thomas Tucker. Back there, Rance Brown having a good debut with Vito Vinci, and Ellis Gideon having a very good race. Konstantin Theodorakis having a very good race, and Sam Burkhardt running in the top 10 as Julia Ashcroft's race continues to go badly as we enter lap number 10. And then she gets hit by Kirk Jones for no apparent reason. In the back of the field, Gabriel Macena's race is gonna come to an abrupt halt as his car has problems. He will still be going, but that car's gonna have a lot of damage. As you see, Andrew Townsend lose control of the 88. Not a very good start for the Duck Roll development team. As Colette Legault, the French-Canadian, problems for her on lap number 18. She's gonna be off. By lap number 19, Isabella Macena having a run, and her run's gonna come to an end at the Calamity Corner. Turn number 1, sorry, lap 15. Let go went around lap 13. Sorry, I was looking at the screen here, not working at all. As Wyndham Scott, Riley Knight, I see Aaron Spencer, Calista Blackburn, and Mac Henley having a big fight, a big gaggle for the all-important position of 22nd place. 22nd place. The all-important position of 22nd gives you a lot of points. A lot of 1 point. They are fighting for 1 point. But it's a great show. You're seeing a very big battle, but pretty much meaningless. As Ed Linton is off, and he's done with the problem to his car. And then Wyndham Scott on lap number 19. He fell to 24th after that battle. Right in front of the leaders, he blows up. It's the end of the race for the number 47. He pulls right in front of Kristen Young. And I don't know whose fault is that, because Wyndham Scott was pulling out and Kristen Young had a good time to react, and she didn't. And she ended up clipping the 47, and she has a lot of damage. And that race is gonna come to an abrupt mess, as now Kristen Young has to fend off the number 9 of Thomas Tucker, who caught up fast. Tucker passed Shelley in the last couple of laps. Shelley has lost a lot of speed, and from 4th place, Rick Lewis is not gonna react and is gonna hit the number 47, and that's all Lewis's fault because the 47 was off the racing line. Ellis Gideon coming to lap number 20. She will take 6th place, and then she's gonna go off and out of the race. She was lapping the number 4, so maybe she lost her line right there. On lap number 20, still calamity ensuing here in Road Atlanta as Gabriel Macena's engine gives away. He's done for the afternoon, and a race that was not going well. He was in 27th as his engine blew up. In the front of the field, Thomas Tucker drifts off, trying to get that speed going, trying to catch the number 17, and he's doing it. Kirk Jones, Calista Blackburn, and Aaron Spencer fighting for 20 at 2 points in this fight, and there we go. Calista Blackburn, Kirk Jones, and Aaron Spencer get together. It's a big crash, and now Kirk Jones is gonna have to nurse that car all the way back. It's gonna be a walk of shame. Oh, Aaron Spencer! Aaron Spencer pulls right in front of Kristen Young. That's gonna slow her down as you were gonna go together with her again. A lap car slows down right in front of her. As Thomas Tucker is gonna be right behind her. He might try a move right there, but they're all stuck behind us. Number 7, and they make contact, and your top 2 just crashed. And guess who benefits the most from it? 3rd place, Bruce Shelley for Tech Pro Motorsports. Are you kidding me? This is his view as both wreck. He must be smiling under the helmet for his lead, but he must be kicking the hell out of Thomas Tucker after this one, because this was one uncalled for. Shelley leads. Rance Brown's gonna take 2nd place as he fights with Aaron Spencer's teammate. And look at that, they're gonna make contact, and Rance Brown just got dumped. Rance Brown just got dumped by Randy Tanner. They made contact coming out of turn number 1, getting ready to lap Dan Robinson. Brown's gonna go around, Tanner's gonna go slightly drifting, and Vito Vinci is gonna take 2nd place with Thomas Tucker chasing him down. Tucker actually did not lose a lot from that crash. Kristen Young did not lose much either. She's still in the top 10, but she's way too far behind. But in the business end of the field, as he laps Riley Knight coming out of the final corner downhill to take his first win of the year from the pole position after pretty much nobody wanted to take the position from him, Bruce Shelley takes the win. Vito Vinci takes 2nd, Thomas Tucker a distant 3rd place with him, Randy Tanner 4th, Harriet Hunter 5th, 13 seconds behind, Lucas Sweeney, Patricia Stevenson, Marco the Beast, Colette Legault, and Sam Burkhardt are going to close the top 10 as Kristen Young just continue to drop behind. Bruce Shelley is going to take the championship lead with 27 points over Thomas Tucker because, let's be honest, a lot of trouble befell Thomas Tucker in the first weekend. Mac Hanley, Patricia Stevenson, Julia Ashcroft closed the top 5. Strong rains are here in Mexico for the 3rd race of the year at the Mexico City Autodrome, and Dima Van Hall took the pole position and already has a look forward trying to take the lead as we're gonna look at the first set of S's. He comes with the lead, but there's a lot of trouble, multiple cars involved, a big gaggle, a big mess. You're gonna go together with Connie Brooks in the 26. As you see, things just go off the rails there. I see the 59, the 4, the 40, the 47, a lot of people involved. Riley Knight's season has had a miserable start as Connie Brooks has to run into the grass trying to avoid the 48 of Leon Connor, but in the front of the field, Dima Van Hall has a very easy time and he leads away. As you see, 2nd place is Calista Blackburn, surprisingly enough. In the back of the field, there goes Wyndham Scott into the wall. He spins, and then Riley Knight and Daniel Sharp are going to hit him, and Taylor Matthews is going to end up hitting the spinning 47, and all 4 will be done for the afternoon. By lap number 5, Dima Van Hall continues to lead with Calista Blackburn, Anthony Griffith, Julia Ashcroft, and Lucas Sweeney having a good run in the top 5. As Anthony Griffith's gonna have a look on Calista Blackburn, trying to set up a move on lap number 7. Is that gonna be enough? Doesn't look like it will, but he won't give up. As the number 91 of Vito Vinci, teammate to Dima Van Hall, is gonna give the space, and now essentially Long Family Autosport has the top end of the field and the low end of the field locked up, as Vito Vinci is the first car to go 1 lap down. So unless we have more retirements, he's essentially going to be the last car running. Actually, unless he retires, he's going to be the last car running. As Julia Ashcroft's going to force a 3-wide with Anthony Griffith, Calista Blackburn, they touch, they're making a 3-wide in the rain. Julia Ashcroft and Anthony Griffith are going to capitalize. Ashcroft cannot capitalize enough, and Anthony Griffith's going to take 2nd place, and Julia Ashcroft's going to have to concede back to Calista Blackburn for the 3rd position, but she's gonna eventually pass her, and there goes Lucas Sweeney through Calista Blackburn to take 4th, and Kirk Jones now is gonna have a look on her. As you go on board with Lucas Sweeney making a move on Julia Ashcroft, as the lap car Harriet Wallace goes on the inside of Anthony Griffith, and Lucas Sweeney's gonna pass Julia Ashcroft, and it's gonna pass the 77 of Anthony Griffith. You're gonna see the rear end of the 77 as Lucas Sweeney is gonna continue to nail that move. Griffith's gonna recover the position, but that was a very big scare for him that almost went wrong,
as Kirk Jones gonna make a move on Julia Ashcroft, and there goes the 23 for 4th place, and now Riley McKee appearing up there very strongly. Dima Van Hall continues to lead and has checked away from the field by the time we hit 10 laps to go, as Anthony Griffith, Lucas Sweeney, and Kirk Jones battling for second. Sweeney's gonna go through, and Sweeney's gonna take second. Anthony Griffith's gonna have to fight to hold off the 23. As you see, Isabella Maceda running in 15th with Thomas Tucker. They touch, and the Lennard stablemates get together. Isabella Maceda is done for the afternoon with only a few laps remaining. But in the meantime, her older brother and team owner Gabriel Macena going around the 99 of Julia Ashcroft, who is his wife too. They married a couple of years ago, and there goes Macena. And Riley McKee gets into the back of the 99 and goes around. Riley McKee tried to force the move on the 99, and it fails miserably. And now he's gonna fall from a lookout at a top 5 to a fight to stay in the top 10 as he fights with Colette Legault for the 10th position. Back up front, Gabriel Macena and Anthony Griffith now are embroiled in a battle for the 4th position. Kirk Jones is running 3rd, Lucas Sweeney locked 2nd up, and Dima Van Hall has run away with the lead. And as you're gonna see, Macena chasing now the 77. He has passed Kirk Jones out of the Peraltada, and there he goes for the move on Anthony Griffith, and it works. He's gonna take the 1st position. He's gonna start chasing the number 23, but Anthony Griffith's not gonna say die yet, but he does not have enough speed, does not have enough grip. Remember, it's raining. You can't put the car in the same place as you could in a dry time. As Dima Van Hall continues to lead with only 4 laps to go, the difference is way too large. Lucas Sweeney runs in 2nd place, a respectable 2nd place, a very good result after he did not get the very good season start. Kirk Jones getting chased by the 71, and I think Macena is gonna make a move for that. And there he goes with a rocket ship strapped under that car. Macena is gonna make the move like he did with the 99 and is gonna take the 3rd position, but will not have enough to surpass the number 8 and the number 90 and the number 19 as Dima Van Hall rounds out the Peraltada and is gonna take the very dominant win from flag to flag here in Mexico City. Taking 2nd place, 3 seconds behind is Lucas Sweeney. Macena almost 4 seconds behind. Kirk Jones 4.5 seconds behind. Anthony Griffith started falling behind and almost came under threat from Calista Blackburn for the 5th position. Liam O'Connor brings a respectable 7th place. Julia Ashcroft fell to 8th place. Aaron Spencer to 9th, and Riley McKee successfully defended the 10th position. The 4th event of the year is here in Provo in Utah. Riley McKee takes the pole position, a very solid pole position by the Canadian, as you have Farrell Burgundy in his first race having a very good qualifying result with Ed Lindsay following close behind in 3rd place. And Lindsay's already gonna take the 2nd position as we have contact between Calista Blackburn, Dan Robinson, and Riley Knight. And Riley Knight's season continues to be an absolute disaster. By lap number 3, Kirk Jones, Ed Lindsay, and Riley McKee already fighting for the 1st position, as Jones gonna make the move on the inside of the number 2 car. It's a very tough fight, very tight racing we have out here. And later in the same lap, Lindsay is gonna try to force the 3 wide. He's forcing the issue in the middle. Is it gonna work? One of them will have to give. McKee is gonna give first, and Lindsay and Jones are gonna continue to fight until Lindsay is gonna take the lead, as Jones tries to catch back up but cannot do it. And now McKee ends up running off track, loses a couple of positions. He's gonna try to recover them as we go, but Kirk Jones so far has locked 2nd place. McKee recovers the positions he lost from Mac Hanley, and Lucas Sweeney finding himself in the 3rd position. And then in the back of the field, in 5th place, you see Bruce Shelley advancing through the pack. He is trying to recover the points he lost at Mexico City. He did not have as good of a run as he wanted, and he wants to settle himself as a championship contender from the get-go. He already has a very big lead. Let's see if it stays so far. By lap 15, Riley McKee took 2nd place, and then you have in 3rd Mac Hanley, 4th place Bruce Shelley having a very good run. Ed Lindsay in the meantime pretty much checked away and has no issues, as coming to 13 laps to go, Lindsay and McKee almost get together, and Shelley and McKee almost get together, and Shelley is gonna take the 2nd position as McKee tries to follow. In the back of further back,
you have the battle for 5th place between Konstantin Theodorakis and Julia Ashcroft. Ashcroft having a very good run and coming to only 3 laps to go. Ashcroft is gonna make the move on the inside and is gonna try to take the 5th position from the Greek driver, and there goes Julia Ashcroft on the inside of the 61, and Ashcroft is gonna take 5th place. But in the meantime, it was all just very easy going for Ed Lindsay. Took the lead at the end of lap number 3 and is gonna take a win very dominantly over the rest of the field. Ed Lindsay is gonna take a win. The part-time driver just did a fantastic show. 8 seconds over Bruce Shelley. McHenley passed Riley McKee before the finish. Julia Ashcroft 13 seconds behind. Konstantin Theodorakis settles for 6th. Gabriel Macena 7th. Connie Brooks ran under the radar for 8th place. Kirk Jones just fell off the wagon in 9th, and Patricia Stevenson closes the top 10 as Bruce Shelley continues to lead the championship. Mac Henley, Dima Van Hall, Kirk Jones, and Julia Ashcroft close the top 5 as Lucas Sweeney, Thomas Tucker, Patricia Stevenson, Kristen Young, and Riley McKee are seeking to gain those positions back. One of the 2 races here in Nelson Ledges, leading the field to the green is Riley McKee. He got a very good time in pole qualifying, and as you see alongside him is Aaron Spencer. Then you see Vito Vinci starting in 4th place, a very good start for Vito Vinci. But at the end of the first lap, as you see McKee fighting to keep the lead, and he's gonna clear Spencer and hold the 1st position. In the bit behind him, as you see the battle for 5th place between Vito Vinci and Wyndham Scott. They make contact and Wyndham Scott spins the 91 around right in front of the traffic. Julia Ashcroft has nowhere to go, and that's gonna be it for Vito Vinci. Vinci is gonna fall way down behind, way down the running order, and his race is gonna go alright. By the time we hit the halfway point of this very short 19-lap race, Riley McKee leads the way with a very good gap over Aaron Spencer, Andrew Townsend, Anthony Griffith, and Taylor Matthews running in the 3rd position, having a very good run. As you see, Julia Ashcroft working her way forward once again, trying to recover the positions lost at the field. Checks up, someone hit the grass. Julia Ashcroft and Daniel Sharp get together, and Sharp gets unceremoniously dumped. And the race for Daniel Sharp comes to an end. And right behind him, Anthony Griffith. The field checks up again. Wyndham Scott makes another victim as Anthony Griffith goes around. And the weekend for Team Thunder is a disaster. As with only a couple of laps to go, Anthony Griffith's gonna fall down the running order. As you see, battle for 3rd place is between Taylor Matthews and battle for 2nd place. Actually, Taylor Matthews is gonna go around him. But rounding out the final corner, it's simply cruise control. Pole position, all 19 laps led, and it's gonna be a win for Riley McKee. 1st win of the year for the number 2 car. Taylor Matthews finishes in 2nd, Aaron Spencer and Andrew Townsend 3rd and 4th. Gabriel Macena brings up a very solid 5th place. Wyndham Scott after making 2 victims ends in 6th place. Julia Ashcroft, Bruce Shelley, Josh Hopkins a very good 9th place, and Kirk Jones are gonna close the top 10. But that's not all, as we have the 2nd of the 2 races. Leading the field to the green is Dan Robinson in the number 22 for Barney Compton Racing. And as you see right behind him is Lucas Sweeney and Dima Van Hall. Van Hall has a very solid start as Dan Robinson pretty much runs away with the lead. As Van Hall's gonna go by Sweeney for the 2nd position. They're side by side by lap number 3. Van Hall is chasing down the number 22, and there he goes for a move for the lead on the inside. A very daring move. He's gonna have the preferred line and he's gonna make it happen. A very daring move. They're still side by side. Robinson does not want to yield, but then around the outside, there goes the 19 of Dima Van Hall for the lead of the race. Patricia Stevenson trying to take 7th place from Connie Brooks as she comes to the inside. I think she's gonna have the preferred line right here. They're following the number 0 car as you see the 26 and the 40. They get together, they touch. Connie Brooks tries to run her off. They continue to make contact. No one wants to yield, and both are gonna hit the tire barrier. Both are gonna be done for the afternoon on lap number 10 of 19. As you see Lucas Sweeney fighting with Dan Robinson for the 2nd position. And there goes Sweeney with a very strong run. Right behind him is Sarah Pascal in the number 04. They make contact side by side. There goes Sweeney for the 2nd position. Lucas Sweeney, he is done being pushed around early in the season. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it right now. In the meantime, Dima Van Hall is simply cruise controlling the field just like Riley McKee. He took the lead on lap number 3, did not look back. Lucas Sweeney tried to catch him, but there would not be enough time to do it as Dima Van Hall takes the win here in Nelson Ledges. Lucas Sweeney only a second behind. Sarah Pascal still took 3rd place from Dan Robinson. Kim Howard finally gets a good result in 5th. Mac Hanley works his way back to 6th. Thomas Tucker 7th. Rick Lewis 8th. Ash Holtz in his debut in 9th. And Calista Blackburn closes the top 10. Leading the field to the green for this very short 50-lap race here in Trois-Rivieres is Connie Brooks. Alongside her is Andrelyn Caldwell, who has a good start but not good as the 26. And Connie Brooks already runs away with the lead at the start of the first lap. And there you see as she opens quite a bit of a gap over the rest of the field. In the rear of the field, Bruce Shelley is running in 33rd place out of the 40 cars that started today. Not a very good run. He cannot afford that, as Patricia Stevenson done for the day after going through the plaza. That does not work for her, as Thomas Tucker, Mac Hanley get together, involve Paul Overton, and that's a lot of trouble, only 4 laps in. And as you see the 62 and the 13 slowed down as Kirk Jones done for the afternoon. He hits the same tire barrier as Mac Hanley does on lap number 17. Lap number 24, Harriet Hunter gets clipped by Isabella Massena as she clips the tire barrier. She's done. Wyndham Scott's engine gives way. He is not gonna finish tonight, as Connie Brooks has a tire failure on lap number 31. She opened quite a big gap over the rest of the field, and this is gonna leave Andrelyn Caldwell in 1st place, as Brooks gonna have to settle for 2nd. She opened a huge lead, so she didn't lose a lot of positions, as Dima Van Hall and Ellis Gideon clip that tire barrier. A lot of damage on those cars. They're gonna be done for the day. They get hit by Kristen Young, and then you're gonna see Dan Robinson's engine gives way on lap number 38 as Connie Brooks is trying to catch Andrelyn Caldwell once again. She shaved off the difference, but she loses control of the car, hits the tire barrier, and she is gonna be done for the day. And this leaves Andrelyn Caldwell with a handful of lapped cars around her. She cannot solve the situation, as she has a bunch of lap cars in front of her, 4, then 2 behind her, and then the field as Scott Overton is approaching very quickly. She's trying to hang on for the 1st position, and she loses control, and I think that was the pressure. With only 8 laps to go, Scott Overton's now in the 1st position, leads the way as Rance Brown is running in 2nd place, a very solid 2nd place, kept his nose out of trouble, just ran his own race, as the fight for 3rd place is between Rance Brown and Rick Lewis. As Brown opens a bit of a space, Lewis is gonna try, cannot go too far, as Rance Brown gonna lap number 63. Colette Legault, they get together, they make contact, and Rance Brown just got together with a lapped car, and there goes his 2nd place. This is gonna leave the 85 of Rick Lewis as 2nd place, as he chases down Scott Overton. Overton a bit too wide. Here comes the 85, and they're side by side going uphill, and there goes Rick Lewis for the lead of the race. Is it gonna work? Lewis is gonna clear the 32, and Rick Lewis is gonna take the lead with only 4 laps to go, and that is gonna be all she wrote, as rounding out the final couple of corners, Rick Lewis is gonna take his 1st win in his AmeriCar career here in Trois-Rivieres. 2nd place is gonna be Scott Overton, 3 seconds behind. Rance Brown following, Kevin Daly, Josh Hopkins, Julia Ashcroft, Ed Linton, Riley McKee, Lucas Sweeney, and Andrew Townsend. A very good result in 10th place. The championship standings after these 6 races see Bruce Shelley lead the way with Dima Van Hall and Riley McKee tied for 2nd place. Lucas Sweeney in 4th, Julia Ashcroft closing the top 5. These are essentially the main contenders together with Mac Hanley. Alright, that's gonna be it for the first episode of the season review. Join me next time as we take a look through races 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For Primetime Sports Network, I am Eric Barnes. Thank you, and I will see you next time.